What is up, Twitch? Welcome on in to the Limited Run Games Showcase Reactions. I'm Ryan Turford, and I'm joined by the $2 hero, Seth Sturgill. How's it going, Seth?
Hey Ryan, it's going well. Good to see you, my friend. Happy to be here. Happy to hopefully get some plumbers don't wear ties news today.
Absolutely. I mean, that's all we could actually ever hope for, Seth, is
Yeah.
like some news on the seemingly absent plumbers don't wear ties. We've been
Yeah.
waiting a long time for this. But I mean, there's some other stuff we could actually get from Limited Run Games. So of course, the live stream is happening in about 3 minutes. So we're gonna kind of tee things up. There's gonna be 20 plus announcements today, both physical and digital announcements today, Seth.
Let's go.
Limited Run. So it seems like there's going to be lots of stuff happening at the LRG showcase. But is there anything in particular that you would be interested in seeing here? And again, we can do like crazy pie in the sky things, even if you've got crazy pie in the sky things you'd love to see.
I'll tell you what, Ryan. Some crazy pie in the sky things I would like to see are, because this is primarily I do expect that we'll see, in fact, we know that we'll see some digital announcements here today, and possibly even some games that LRG is maybe publishing digitally, but games that I would love to see physically include Chicory, A Colorful Tale, one of my all-time favorites, Ryan. I would love to see that get a physical through Limited Run Games. Also, I know that Josh from Limited Run has been actively trying everything in his power to get Attack of the Friday Monsters physically for 3DS. And if there was some way, some kind of black magic in place to make that work, that would make me very happy indeed, Ryan. So that's a pie in the sky there for you.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't put them past them to do something like that, because we did get that we got that Bill and Ted collection
Yeah, man.
last year that both came out physically and digitally. So I mean, we know that they're working on stuff like that. So I could see them doing something like that. I mean, we've also got major teases from Matt Bowsah, kind of the creator of Shantae, as well as Way Forward, that there's going to be something from them here, and they've already done all the Shantae stuff, like even the
Right.
PS5 versions of all the Shantae games. So like, I don't know what else they announce here, unless it's a brand new game. Maybe it's a brand new Shantae game, or
Maybe.
something else. Maybe they do something else like the Mummy Demastered. Like maybe they get another licensed IP and then do like a Metroidvania like that game. Like they could do all kinds of different
That'd be
things.
sick.
So I'm interested in that. Honestly, I'd like to see them do like more Sega CD stuff, like Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. I know that's a 3DO game, but like do more stuff of the CD generation of consoles. Like my pie in the sky, Seth, would if they somehow partnered with Philips to bring us the CDI games
Yeah, man.
back, like
Yeah.
whether it's the Zelda CDI games, or they could do like the license that there's that Hulk Hogan show from the 90s where he flies a helicopter. And they did like this FMV game for it on the 3DO, and that's one that I would love to see them bring back. I think it's like,
What is that? Is that just Hogan's Heroes? Is that
no,
what
it's
that
something
is?
else. It's Thunder something. I don't remember exactly
Okay.
what it is. But yeah, like honestly, there's a lot of collections I'd like to see like as well. Like I think they could maybe do some of the LJN collections from the NES, like they did with Bill and Ted. Like maybe they go back and do Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street on NES,
Oh, that'd be
but for
cool.
modern consoles. Like I think stuff like that is like the kind of things I'm kind of expecting. I'm not expecting anything like huge here. But I think there's going to be some interesting stuff at the showcase. They like, and I'm excited just to watch it. So the premiere is
I am
happening
too.
shortly. So
Shortly. Please be excited.
Please be excited.
I'll say too, Ryan, I would love, and this is another, I have no reason to believe this is happening, but as long as we're going pie in the sky, the single most underrated NES game, in my opinion, Ryan, is a little game called Kickle Cubicle. And it would make me very happy if Kickle Cubicle was somehow preserved in the modern age for
Till
the
the end of
Nintendo
time.
Switch. Until the end of time. They'll never be able to take it away from me, Ryan.
Seth, I feel like every time you and I do like one of these things together, that I feel like I'm learning about games I never knew about, which I love.
Kickle
I
Cubicle?
love every time you and I talk about that. I'd never even heard of that game.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's like it's a puzzle game, I guess, ostensibly, but you play as this little guy kicking around ice blocks and freezing enemies that include like polar bears and ice cream cones and like wizards, and you're just collecting like random stuff throughout the levels. It plays great. The puzzles hold up, and I love it. I play it. It's a mainstay at the PAX showroom when we used to go to PAX. So
nice. I'll have to check it out at some point. Unmute the stream now.
let's
So,
go.
Rated
Guard your ears,
RP2M.
folks. Let me know if it's too loud.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
2023 80 Los Angeles Convention Center.
The Wasteland.
E3 2023. It happened. Seth. E3 2023 happened, apparently. The limited run games is going back in time. Save E3.
Very good. Very good.
Amazing effects work, I must say.
There's Josh.
I love how this is kind of feeling like a Devolver
1995.
digital thing already.
They have been kind of tapping into that, right? Yo.
They were teasing this. They're like, we have videos from the first E3.
This is a
that we
photo
thought
of
were
the
lost to
LA
time.
Convention Center in June 2023. If we play our cards right, we'll see E3 2023 fade into existence. It's time to save the Electronic Entertainment Expo.
That's actually what they're doing. They're going back in time to save
The
E3.
limited run games
It's very good.
1995 E3 press conference.
Nice.
I love
Hello.
the
Welcome.
VHS
How
filter
are
they
you
got
all?
out
This
of
is
it and everything.
awesome.
I'm with Limited Run Games. I know you all don't know who we are, but this is our 1995 E3 press conference. In the year 2023, E3 no longer exists. I know that's hard to believe, but we've traveled back in time to show you the future of gaming, to keep the spirit of E3 alive and hopefully save E3 for generations to come. So without further ado, ready your whips for our first announcement.
Although a lot of these games are actually probably going to be like old school.
Let's
games.
go.
It's Castlevania time.
Castlevania Advanced Collection.
Yeah. Finally getting that physical.
Nice.
I mean, this is one I'm actually surprised they never did the physical. Like, they took this long to get it.
Right. Yeah. I want to see some cool, stupid edition for this one.
Yeah. Oh, you know there's going to be one. It's going to be awesome. Also, at some point, I really, really, really hope they go back and do the DS at some point, the DS collection.
I do too. I hope that's next.
Especially because this collection was so good. Like, I
Yeah,
would love
it
to
was
see them
great.
do that with those DS games.
Oh, listen to that music, man.
Yeah. Aria of Sorrow, of course, like the best game.
Yeah.
Also, look at that Super Nintendo version of Rondo of Blood. Look how fancy.
Nice.
Listen to that crowd. They're very excited.
The crowd at
Amazing.
E3.
The future of Castlevania.
The original.
And would you
E3.
believe we have even more games to announce? Here are two.
All the people are fading into the pictures.
Oh, we're starting to see him fade in.
What is this? Rise of the Triad.
Oh, Rise of the Triad.
This is like a super old PC game.
Yeah, I've heard of this, but I've never played it. Looks, it looks cool though.
It definitely looks like, you know, a Doom clone. You got a baseball bat.
You got a baseball bat
crazy
weapon.
powers.
Ludicrous edition.
Oh my god.
Done by Night Dive Studios, so you know it's going to be a good port.
Mystical head.
Yeah. It's brand new.
Nice.
Now we
Oh.
got
Oh,
some kind of
We got
Japanese game for the Switch.
some kind of
set.
waifu game, Ryan.
Yeah, this must be.
Wait, this looks
I mean,
cool.
I was gonna say, yeah, this kind of looks cool. We were making fun of it a little bit. The gameplay actually looks pretty fun.
Like Magical Girl Castlevania.
Yeah, like even the music has like that Castlevania kind of sound to it.
Very, very.
Although this is actually more like the Toho games, that are kind of Metroidvania games as well. They also had that Record of Lotus War game that was kind of in that style as well.
Right. But this looks cool, actually.
Wow. How did you like
play
those
that.
two reveals?
2 of the 3
Now,
reveals so far
a
are
legendary
brand new
shmup
games.
from developer
We're getting
M2.
those so far. We got some M2 stuff. That's it. In the year 2023, Topeland reemerged.
Let's go. Tiger.
I don't even know what this is.
Me either.
But M2 does some really good ports. Great emulation. But, you know, top-down shooters, not really super. Tiger Heli, that's a game I play.
Oh, snap.
Get Star.
I love the art.
What's with the crazy tiger in the back?
Yeah, Tiger Heli.
That tiger's gonna maul you if you look at it the wrong way.
This next review is the definitive collection of an all-time classic, brought to you by the developers of the incomparable Digital Eclipse. I'm excited to be able to preserve this masterpiece physically. It's a game that inspired one of the most popular genres of all time.
Oh, this is the Karateka. This was announced yesterday.
Everything that games would be.
Which is where it's basically a documentary but also a game at the same time.
Yeah.
I love the idea.
This looks really cool.
Karateka.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
It was
also, this is going to be like a series of games they're doing as well, so like I'm curious to know what other games they do. Love it. This style.
So the press release said that they're going to announce another entry in this series later this year. So
I wanted to be like Jordan Mechner. I was in college and came home on vacation with this new project that was starting.
This reminds me a lot of the
Legendary
Atari 50 collection they did as well.
Totally.
It's like documentary, but
characters were not little sets of pixels.
Yeah, the same layout even, like that timeline layout.
Yeah.
Rotoscoping is literally tracing each frame to get a frame of animation.
You watch all the animation play out in front of you.
I knew how important music was to tell a story, but I wasn't a musician. So I turned to my dad.
I said, well, why not have a series of beats that are tuned to notes?
That's sweet.
And like I love the idea behind this, even though like I've never heard of this game, so it's like I would love to learn more about it and actually play it. So like this is pretty exciting.
I'd heard of it, but I never played it. So I'm excited.
Will stand the test of time as one of the most elegant game experiences that's ever been
I mean, it's
done.
a game that came out when I was 1.
Nobody does these like Digital Eclipse, man.
Yeah?
They're at the top of their game.
They do amazing work over there.
Wow, how about that? Do you like music? Who doesn't? I love music. And if you're anything like me, you're gonna love this collection of vinyl soundtracks featuring everyone's favorite heroes in a half shell.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
This is exciting.
On vinyl.
Yeah. These soundtracks are so good, so I can only imagine how awesome these are gonna be. Get CDs
or cassette tape.
Yeah.
Pizza cassette tape.
Alright, so they're gonna do one like each month.
9 incredible soundtracks released on vinyl, CD, and cassette for the first time. Can it get any better than that? No, it can't. This next game is a remastered classic for the Nintendo Switch.
Roller Coaster Tycoon on the Switch. Gotta go build your roller coaster, Seth.
It's been a minute since I've played. I think the first one is the last one I've played.
Believe it or not, Seth, same with me. I haven't played Roller Coaster Tycoon games since the first one. On my old PC back in the day.
I liked it. I remember liking it.
This next announcement is only a tease, and I'm sorry for that. But we're happy to announce that we're collaborating with The Mix to work on 2 all-new retro games based on 2 of the most popular cartoons from the 90s. Which ones? Well, I can't tell you that today. You're gonna have to wait to find out more information.
Why?
But all of you here in 1995 will be very familiar with these shows. So stay tuned for more information.
What if it's Ren and Stimpy?
And we still have more exciting games to reveal.
Yeah.
Pull on your designer
from
jeans
Miles.
and get ready to battle some fallen angels.
Oh,
ScheiGuy coming back.
wow.
You know, Seth, I did not have El Shaddai.
That was not on my bingo card, Ryan. No.
Yeah.
It's a good game, though.
Yeah. Also, shout out to John32 in the chat saying fingers crossed for Gargoyles.
Let's go, Jan32. Let's get
Gargoyles
that
actually
Gargoyles
had
game.
a really good game on Sega Genesis, but they haven't had one since. Gargoyles is very good.
This is unexpected, Ryan. I would not have ever predicted that this game was coming back.
Yeah.
I remember playing this when it came out. I was working at GameStop at the time, and nobody knew what I was talking about. Everybody on staff made fun of me, but I like this game. It was good.
Yeah. I think it's developed like a cult following over the years. Like since it came out, like it came to Steam a couple of years ago, and I think it's been like pretty popular on Steam, like the original.
I'd be curious how well it holds up to modern scrutiny.
Because you're right, like when this came out, like no one had any idea what the heck this game was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Which I mean meant it did not sell well.
Wow, incredible. Let's take a look at this next announcement, which is a spin-off of a popular release that we did a couple years ago.
I love like the unstable cameraman.
Yeah.
I love the character designs. I don't know what this is.
Well, I was gonna say that this is like a pretty like beautiful looking game.
Yeah.
Like I like the design of it, I like the character design and stuff.
Look at this! Look at this artwork.
Yeah.
This looks great.
Look at that dude with two hammers whacking the dude in the face with two hammers. Dude with the spear fighting out construction of it. There's dice. They showed the dice on screen. You got to see the dice rolls.
There is dice.
In fact, this actually kind of reminds me of like a tabletop, like pen and paper role-playing game translated to a computer game because of the way you're taking your turns moving around the map.
We like Slade. We're fans of Slade. I enjoy Slade, everybody.
Apparently.
Wow.
Apparently it's just called Dungeons.
It's just called Dungeons, huh?
I bet you go into Dungeons.
The animation is beautiful. I love this. This looks great. The Kohler, obviously named after Chris Kohler.
Of course. Why would it be anything different?
Dungeons of Aether. Okay.
You'd have to check that one out because I had not heard of it.
And now, here's the latest from everyone's favorite half-genie hero.
Oh,
My
here
name
we
is
go.
Matt Bowsah. I'm the creative director at WayForward. I'm the director of the Shantae video game series. And that's what I do. You want me to do that again? So the story of how we went from Shantae Game Boy Color to Shantae Advance is Shantae was finished, but had not shipped yet. So we were already working on Shantae Advance for quite some time at this point. Shantae, the original, was very well reviewed. Sales were not good. So when we're taking the Game Boy Advance demo, which was about an hour and a half long, we'd start taking that to places. We go, well, here we go. And they go, how was the sales data for, how did Shantae the original do? We go, oh, not well at all. Do you want the new game? So it was a tough market. It was really difficult, and it was all retail driven. So there'd be too many creative compromises to either get it on a tiny, tiny cartridge or maybe a cartridge where you couldn't save your progress. We just didn't want a less ambitious Shantae game. We wanted it to be the game that we wanted to make.
A re-release of the
for those
Game Boy
reasons, we
Advance
just shut it
Shantae
down.
Of like a lost
Our
Game Boy
files
Advance.
and put it away. I'd like to finish that work. It seems weird that it was left undone, and I think fans would like it. Could you just like release pieces of it on the internet or something? Never wanted to do it because I'm like, maybe someday we'll have a chance. Well, we got our chance now.
Holy crap, Zach.
Wow.
The game's
Risky
title
Revolution.
is Shantae Risky Revolution.
Like
Risky Boots
went
is
back
on
and
this
remade
cavern underneath
that was
Sequin Land.
canceled,
And
like,
so she
2
sets up
years
this
ago.
device that lets her rotate the land above. And
That's awesome.
landlocked towns that she could never plunder or pillage are getting rotated, and they're ending up at the coastline so she can attack them. So it's just a big silly idea, but you as the player get to control that. So you can shift the world around, it's like puzzle stuff, and you can ultimately foil Risky by using her machine against her, but in the meantime, it's fun to slide the layers. Risky Revolution is when a lot of the main cast meets, in some cases, for the first time. So we went straight into Shantae Risky's Revenge, where everyone just somehow knows everybody. There's an entire missing chapter of their lives that was never touched on.
Wow, man.
One of the things we wanted to have in this game was the link cable support, which sounds funny today.
Oh,
it's fun. It's an experience you don't get anymore. You just
they're
need
gonna actually
one
make
copy
Game
of the
Boy
game.
Advance cartridges
it sends
for
it out
this?
to 3
I'm sure.
empty devices.
I've got that
It's lighthearted
GBC,
and
that
fun
original
and really
Shantae
silly,
cartridge.
and I think players will like it.
Well, yeah,
to
it's in
make
here.
a Game Boy Advance
I also have my
game,
analog pocket, so like this would be perfect.
This year is
Got it
crazy,
right
but
here.
I think it's a better version of the game than it would have been if it had come out in 2003 or 2004. There's no way this game was coming back with a limited run. I mean, this is the only way that this game would ever get into players' hands. To play an actual final, manufactured version in a box is going to be super cool, and so I can't wait for that.
Yes.
Holy crap, Seth.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited.
Shantae's Lost Adventure will finally be available to play as a cartridge, releasing for pre-orders this September. Now let's keep the momentum
They
going
didn't confirm
with our next
a digital
reveal.
release, so it might be cartridge only, Seth.
It might be. Oh, here's Chicory, Ryan. Let's go.
It's like you knew it.
Yes.
Who did you pay that?
Oh, I love this game so much. This makes me happy.
Lachlan shares your enthusiasm.
Let's go. Everybody should play Chicory.
Yeah. It's one of those games that just got lost in the sea of other big games the year it came out in. Like 2021, I think it came out in, right? So,
Yeah, I think that's right.
yeah.
Oh, this game's amazing. Oh, co-op.
Oh, snap.
They must be also updating the game. I don't think it had co-op at launch.
No, I don't think so either.
Whoa.
Look at the art. Oh.
Yeah, this is, I don't know, like, this is already bought. Consider this already bought everything.
Unless they somehow run out of copies.
Yes.
Like Seth is all over this.
That's already
That's
bought.
pretty cool. That's a game I need to go back to.
This next trailer is for a game that is currently available for pre-order on our webpage. You can find us on the World Wide Web at
AOL keyword.
limitedrungames.com. Or for you back in 1995,
Invoking
at AOL
all of
keyword,
your inner
Limited
Sean
Run.
Capri right there.
Yes. This looks neat.
Bear's Restaurant. Look at that bear cooking.
Yeah, that bear's making an omelet.
Also, that bear is wearing clothes, but he's not wearing pants.
I have no idea what's happening.
Why did it go from bear cooking simulator to fishing game?
Fishing Paradiso. Little Kappa.
Yeah. I don't even know what the heck this game is supposed to be.
No clue. I'm into it though.
Yeah.
What is happening?
And you got a rocket?
Ocean Cat's Paradise? Oh,
It's a
Odin
collection
Cat.
of games. That explains why everything
Remember the
was so
CDI?
weirdly toned.
Even though it came out 5
Remember
years
the
ago,
CDI, Ryan?
I'm sure you've all forgotten.
I remember
it.
the CDI.
Multimedia. CD-ROM.
If only this
Full
was the Zelda game.
motion
that the CDI
video.
game's coming.
The CDI promised us the future. And with Zelda, The Wand of Gamelon, and Link, Faces of Evil, we almost got there. Despite being the best games in these series, these classics have been forgotten
Oh
and
my god, Seth,
sidelined.
is it actually
But
happening?
Limited Run Games never forgets a classic.
No way!
So presented for the first time, the spiritual successor to those classic experiences.
Oh, wait.
Oh, a spiritual
It's
successor?
a new game?
Hang on, what?
So they're not re-releasing the old Zelda games. They're making a new game, and that's oh my God.
After 10 years of peace,
This can't be
Evil
a Zelda
Diamond has
property.
returned.
This
Okay.
That's what I mean.
up to
It's like
Princess Arzette
no,
to
it's
defeat him.
in the style of those games.
Okay.
But not
I mean, this
those
is still
games.
really cool.
Interactive animated adventure.
Look at these
Arzette
cutscenes.
must
Look
explore
at
the
them.
kingdom of Faramore.
Yes.
Slay fearsome foes. Acquire powerful items. Discover
Honestly, Seth, this is all like as close as I
Assist
could have ever
colorful
asked for.
characters.
Yeah.
Right down to the mini Hotel Mario mini game.
Dimers minions.
Yes.
Here to challenge
Dude, for a
me.
second, I thought they were gonna actually do it. I thought it was like they
Featuring
somehow.
Animated scenes.
My
Oh,
goods
this is
will
great.
improve your fortunes, so long as you improve mine.
An outstanding original score and talent from previous interactive adventures. Good. This will be a journey you won't want to
God, they got
miss.
the Zelda voice actors back.
This looks
Arzette,
sick.
The Jewel of Faramore. Coming soon
this
to your
year.
interactive
I need to play
multimedia
this game.
system.
Oh, 1000%.
Yeah, game of the
Oh,
year. Just
yeah.
lock it
Play
up
with
right now.
something, will ya?
Holy crap!
Yes.
Between that and Shantae, like there have been some really,
Wow.
really good like
Speaking
original
of another bona fide classic, you've been asking for it, and we're finally ready to reveal a release date. Plumbers
happening,
Don't
Seth.
Wear Ties, the definitive edition.
Let's go.
Will be coming to all major platforms in September 2023.
Here we go. That's it.
This new version of the classic game will
Look at
include
that. Look at
full
that fancy
audio
this
commentary,
week. Get a release date.
slew of documentary footage, and a ton of all new features and unlockable content. Get ready.
Run, Jane, run!
We got the slideshow. It's back. You can go back and look at all the individual images.
It is the first American-produced visual novel.
He came up to me and asked if I'd be interested in doing a video game, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it.
It's the girl for Plumbers
We were
Don't
just
Wear
like Ed
Ties.
Wood on the run. Let's go do it, quick.
It only became this weird cult classic through the sort of YouTube zeitgeist.
I didn't think it was going to make
Shout
a
out
very
to
good
Kelsey
episode,
Lewin.
but I tried anyway.
Technologically, it's rather anemic.
Oh my God, they got
Look at
everybody to do this documentary, Seth.
Either people love it
I'm giving it too much
Everybody's
credit.
here.
or they hate it,
It is a grease fire.
or they
Hey,
think
got
it's
Jerry
funny.
This game sort
Good
of
old
has
Jared
a legacy that's very special and one of a kind.
I think you'll love it.
Good God, I'm so excited.
I'm excited
It's coming
for
out the same
this.
month as Mortal Kombat, and I will still find time to play.
Well, same day as Mortal Kombat.
Because we're announcing
Let's
this
go.
game for the third time. Well, I guess the first for you all here back in 1995.
I wonder if we're gonna
But
get, like, a
I
big
promise
box
we're
version of it,
really
like the
releasing this
original
in September 2023.
Oh, yeah.
On
So
CD
mark
Live.
your calendars and get ready to plumb the depths. Here's another reveal.
Z-Boyd. Yes. I'm so
been
excited
waiting
for
to
this,
play
Ryan. Yes.
I mean, it's out on PC, but I'm kind of secretly waiting for it to come to console.
I'm waiting to play it on Switch. Yeah. Oh, this looks so good. For anybody who doesn't know, this is a Shakespeare-themed magical girl anime RPG.
Yes. From the makers of Cosmic Star Hero.
Yeah. And Cthulhu Saves Christmas.
And Cthulhu Saves Christmas. Yeah, I love
And the
Z-Boy.
Penny Arcade games.
Yep. I like Z-Boyd's game, so like
Me too.
And I love Sailor Moon, so I'm actually like really
Yes.
excited. Jedi Master Grogu says I want this yesterday.
Shout out to Grogu. Miranda, I think, is my early favorite of these magical girls, Ryan.
Yeah.
Although I like Paulina as well.
I don't know. Paulina's probably up there for me. I was always a big Sailor Mercury fan. So
Yeah.
I want the person with the little mini computer and the super intelligence to come out. There you go. Switch Digital available this
That's
month.
in like 2 weeks.
Yep.
Nice.
Get ready to
And it's
step
coming
into
to
the
PS4
shoes of
later.
Babyface and rid the city of crime in this next physical reveal.
I'm actually really excited for that.
Me too. Is this that like Midnight Fight Express or whatever?
Maybe. I never saw footage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, looks pretty cool. Oh,
Yeah, that's
nope,
what it is. Yeah.
Stay tuned for more information coming to consoles.
This next game comes to us from the legendary founders of Sierra Online Systems, Roberta and Ken
Colossal
Williams.
Cave Adventure.
Possibly. The most point is using your feet to do stuff.
Yeah. Colossal Cave Adventure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, they're doing physicals for Xbox for that game.
Everyone likes turn-based RPGs, right?
I like
of course.
Everybody.
RPGs.
Well, how about a new game that's inspired by Super Mario RPG?
Oh.
Oh. I mean, this does look very Mario RPG inspired. This actually, to be honest with you, this art style looks more true to Mario RPG than even the remake.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the
Like-
remake RPG art style looks more like 3D World. Like just
It's a little too clean, you know? Another Crusade.
like with
Okay.
something like this, I probably would be more excited about it if Mario RPG.
I'm about to
wasn't
ask
coming.
a dumb
Right.
question.
But with
But
that
have you
coming
ever
out, I'm like,
wished
eh,
that Punch-Out was
it'll be-
based on the works of
it'll be
Jane
one movie
Austen
check
instead of Mike Tyson? Who hasn't?
Who
Well,
hasn't?
This next reveal has got you covered.
Ooh, more way
From
forward.
Way Forward.
We got J-pop, Seth.
I love it. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at these vibes.
She is nothing but a commoner.
I am no longer the timid woman you once knew.
Yes.
The glaring look, Seth.
Yes.
This looks really cool. Wonder what the gameplay's like, or if it's just a visual novel.
Just because
They
you
said
were
it was like
married
Punch
into this
Out.
family
Where's the
doesn't
Punch
mean
Out?
you have
Yeah.
class. I am the one who will inherit the family. This house will be mine.
Oh my
He's laughing with those Joy-Cons, Seth.
Yes.
He's putting that HD Rumble technology to good use.
Oh my god.
It will be a piece of cake for me to dodge your slaps.
Like anime Victorian slapping
Oh my
game.
gosh.
Rose and Camellia Collection coming soon.
Wait, collection?
These were old games?
These already happened?
I hadn't heard.
1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was the world
Oh,
of
these
fear.
were mobile games.
It
Seth.
was
I
the
looked it
age.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Look at
That's right.
Look.
We'll be handling the physical
There you go,
release
Yon
of
32.
the upcoming Gargoyles remaster. More details
Yes,
will be
please.
coming soon.
Well, they announced this a
This
long
next
time ago.
game
I
is
forgot about
inspired
that.
by
Did they?
classics like Mischief Makers, Klonoa, and Tomba.
Okay, I thought they were about to say Mischief Makers is... Whoa, this looks sick,
Well, this is
though.
a game inspired by Mischief Makers.
Oh, this looks great. Shake, shake.
Honestly, Seth, when we were thinking about watching this showcase, I was like worried that half of it was just going to be games that
Double
we already
shake.
knew about. But like, there's so many new games they're announcing.
Wow.
Here. They all look cool.
How about that?
This has been a great presentation,
Well,
actually.
I like scary games, and I'm sure you probably do too. But it's always bothered me that one classic Japanese horror game never came to America.
Oh,
Well,
Japanese horror, you said.
Until now, that is.
Oh, is it Clock Tower?
Oh, it is going to be Clock Tower, yeah.
Holy
Starting with
crap!
River
Donnie
City,
Reese right
Wow.
now
been
is
bringing
freaking
these,
out somewhere.
Japanese-only releases
to a Western audience.
This is,
I think
this is the original Clock Tower on Super Famicom.
Modern platforms is fantastic, allows more people to experience something that they may have never experienced before. We are definitely looking into more of these. Personally, I want to see more horror games.
I'm Mariel Cartwright. I am the creative lead of the Port Plus version of Clock Tower.
Hell yeah.
I've always been a big horror fan. I love, Resident Evil and Silent Hill. I just love
the
horror
original
games
Clock
in general
Tower
and
that
horror
we got here in North America was
but
Clock Tower 2
in particular is a game that
Japan.
I discovered when
So
I was probably
this one's
about
never
16,
come out here. That's crazy.
and it holds a really special place in my heart because at the time it was the scariest thing I had ever played. As this character Jennifer, I'm trying to get away from the Scissor Man. We have a ton of games where you're fighting monsters and you're shooting them with guns, and that can still be scary, but Clock Tower is distinct in that you really don't have any of those tools.
It was one of the first experiences for me
the Scissor Man
was like that in terms of horror, and I think that that's fantastic.
It is true survival horror. You can only survive, and I think it is a game that has a lot of quieter tension. Jennifer is such an interesting
this is a
character
game you don't have weapons. You gotta just hide from Scissor Man.
At the start of the game, we don't know a lot about her, and I think the game does such an amazing job of revealing a very heartbreaking story about her, through different playthroughs of the game.
So is it actually being localized, or is it just being ported over?
Got me so
I think it's
because all the text is still Japanese so far that we've seen.
There's kind of like the reverse engineering aspect of that, and then there's the other aspect of like, how do you get this stuff back into the game?
Usually we always try to have both the legacy product as it was, and also offer something that's surprising. Like in River City Zero, we had the manga cutscenes. That's a fun little surprise for people.
Directing the animated opening is
really
pretty crazy.
That's where we can add our own creativity,
Have
adding
these,
intro
cool
sequences and new translations.
For Clock Tower specifically, there's a lot of scripting events in there, so there might be a command to say, change the display speed of text. That's kind of been a tricky thing too with localization. It's like, how do I represent that?
Being able to kind of oversee that and bring a new vision of this game to life, to be a part of it in any way at all is just incredible.
Holy crap. Early 2024 to every platform.
That's right. The original Super Famicom classic, Clock Tower, is being released in English for the first time ever.
Now do this with the other Clock Tower games, please.
Clock Tower is kicking off our final segment of the showcase, which is totally based around our technology, the Carbon Engine. The Carbon Engine allows us to take games from classic platforms and release them on modern platforms with ease. Development on the Carbon Engine is being spearheaded by famous internet personality, Modern Vintage Gamer. I'm not sure if that's his real name, but in any case, hold on to your butts for this exciting Carbon Engine release.
Back to the Future?
65 million
Jurassic
years
Park?
in the making.
Yes.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, this is the Chaos Continues.
And this has got to be. Is this going to be the collection of all the various versions?
Maybe. This so far is all visuals and music from the Chaos Continues.
Yes, it is. It's all of them, baby.
Oh my god.
Jurassic Park was extraordinarily different on every console. Oh, let's go.
Well, it looks like they're adding cutscenes to the Chaos Continues. Oh, yes, please.
That's awesome.
I will play that.
To celebrate the 30th anniversary of the iconic Jurassic Park film, Limited Run Games is collaborating with Universal Games and digital platforms to release a collection of classic Jurassic Park 8-bit and 16-bit
and the
games
emulation in the collection, the Bill and Ted one they did was actually pretty good. So
on September
this is going to be a good collection again.
If you're not excited yet, you will be about this next one.
Oh snap!
Is it Tomba?
It is Tomba.
People have been asking for this forever. For Tomba to come.
Is this Tomba 1 or 2? Or is it both?
It could be both. I'm thinking it's both. Because he mentioned it's a collection.
Right.
The Tomba games are so expensive now. Unless you actually get it on PS3 right now, it's stupid being expensive for the that we're quickly approaching the 40-minute mark of this showcase. It's been so
still
good.
Going.
Yeah. Tomba's coming to the Carbon Engine.
Coming to Carbon Engine, baby.
Yeah, they didn't really announce if it's a collection or if it's just one game.
That's it. That's all we have. But the picture. E3 isn't saved yet. Well, I think that means we need one more thing.
All right, what's the one more thing?
More thing.
Of course.
The world has changed.
That looks like GoldenEye font.
Yeah.
Is that GoldenEye?
Or 007 font? Oh my god.
It's GoldenEye. Is that what's happening?
We're gonna do a physical. Oh, it's Gex.
It's
of course
Gex.
It's Gex.
Let's
Were
go.
you expecting someone else?
Hell yes. Let's go. Gex trilogy for the Carbon Engine.
Oh my god.
Let's go. Oh man, that's great.
That was such a
tail
good
time.
takeout.
And look at that.
Look,
Gex
saved E3
saved E3.
Gex saved E3,
2023
Ryan.
happened. And now, that means E3 2024 is saved. Because of you. And Gex. Thank you, everyone.
Because of you and
I'll see you at E3 2024.
Oh my god.
Man, this.
He's disappearing. Now
Somebody
that, now
check
that
on
E3's
Josh.
been saved.
Yep. Thanks, Limited Run Games.
Currently finalizing a series of proposals.
Dude, look at that boombox.
Oh my gosh.
All right. That looks like the
Wow.
end of the show. Like, oh my dude, like I'm gonna unshare my screen for a second. So we're gonna unshare my screen. Seth.
Oh my gosh.
Holy crap! Like, and we're actually gonna put this up on YouTube, by the way. So we'll talk a little bit about this. But I came into this thinking, maybe we get like a couple new announcements, and then like it's gonna be mostly like, and remember this old game? Well, we're making a physical of it. And
Right.
that's what I expected from this showcase. But they just knocked it out of the park. So many new announcements, so many cool things, so many stuff that like. Were maybe some older releases that I hadn't heard before, and I love just getting to highlight some of those. But like, there was some really strong stuff here, and I like this was a slam dunk of a showcase. It was so good.
Yeah, good. I honestly, I came into this with like very low expectations. Not really, kind of just like not knowing what to expect. I was kind of with you. I thought, yeah, maybe some cool physical announcements, but I mean, yeah, like there was some incredible, truly incredible stuff here. That I'm really excited about. I think this was like handily, even just the framing of it, for me, handily the best showcase they've ever done. 100%. By far.
Like there is like, there's no comparing it to their old showcases, because their old showcases for the most part were just trailer after trailer, with just like, here's the box of the thing you just saw from the trailer. And again, most of it was, re-releases like the Alien Isolation Collection or Bill and Ted, or like a couple of the things that we already knew about. Like this time, like it was packed with new announcements, and the framing around like the fake E3 press conference is great too. Again,
so
going more in that Devolver direction. Like, I love this, man. This was awesome. I'm so glad we watched it together.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited for I don't like some of these retro games coming back, like to have a Gex trilogy and like Tomba coming, but even like some of the new games, like that Double Shake game looks awesome. Like I for a long time, like, where is like somebody must make a Mischief Maker's spiritual successor, and finally somebody's doing it.
Or the game inspired by the Zelda CDI games. Like, that actually looks like it's gonna be fun. Like,
oh man, I'm like really excited for some of this stuff. The console releases of the Zeboid games.
This way Madness Lies.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like we got some of that stuff, and the retro collections, which of course I'm excited about. Also, so for clarification, Seth, I went to Twitter real quick because I wondered if we got some updates about this. The Tomba thing that we saw is actually like a re-release of the original Tomba game.
Okay.
But in like they're gonna basically be able to have it so you can play the original game, or you can play it as like in like this new style they're doing, kind of like what they talked about with Clock Tower, where with Clock Tower you can play the OG version of Clock Tower in it, or you can play like the remastered version. They're giving you the option for both, which I think is actually the best move if they're going to bring back some of these old games. If you've only got like one, like a single release and you want to take the time to remaster it, like give you the option to play both. Like almost like I almost wish, like for example, now like Final Fantasy VII Remake came with a copy of 7 the original that you could play there, so you could play both and compare them.
Yeah. It reminds me of when like the Halo Anniversary came out and you could just like hit a button and swap to the original graphics and stuff. Yeah, this stuff too, we mentioned it while we were reacting, but like a lot of this stuff is like prohibitively expensive on the aftermarket, and like it's really cool to have this stuff preserved in a way that is like readily available, affordable. Yeah, this is great, man.
Yeah, especially again, a game like Tomba, because those are like a PS1 copy of Tomba 1 is like a $500 game if you want it complete in box. So it's tougher. Whereas, some of the other games like Jurassic Park, like those games are still readily available if you have old consoles. Same with, something like whatchamacallit, there was another collection that we got today. Like the Gex games are very similar where they're still readily available. But I'm just glad that more people are going to have a chance to play some of these games, because some of them hold up really well. Like some of those Jurassic Park games, like they're not perfect, but they like some of them are still really fun to go back to today, and having people be able to play them for the first time who are maybe grew up with the Jurassic World movies instead of Jurassic Park, like having a way on modern consoles for people to play those games, I think is always awesome to see. So I'm very happy about that. And also I'm just happy that Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
I was just gonna say that
great as well, because also that game is hella expensive too. So, and it looks like they're putting a lot of love into it, because they've got like all these documentaries, like, and a ton of bonus features. It looks like with that release, like I think it's going to be a pretty good release too as well.
Yeah, coming September. What if it's the same day as Mortal Kombat? What's one to do?
I mean, we might that. You know what, Seth? In cases like that, we play both.
We play both.
Life finds a way. We play both games. But also Rose and Camilla Collection. That's a game that like I never before, because like they were mobile games. But having them in like a console collection where you can use like
with the Joy-Con, baby,
the Joy-Cons to slap. Oh my god, like those actually look like they're going to be pretty fun games too.
Yeah, it was great, dude. It was a really great show. Like the vast majority of the stuff they showed, I was interested in. Yeah, for sure. And it's not even just because like there were some weird Seth games, because there were certainly some weird Seth games in there, but I think there was a lot of stuff for like there was a lot of great variety from this show too, like lots of different styles of games as well. They crushed it.
Of course, also I'm just going to give it a shout because I didn't mention it before, but just I mentioned during the showcase, but the home run of Shantae Advance Risky Revolution, the fact that that's a real video game that we are going to be able to play, that's going to be a brand new GBA game in a brand new GBA box and everything, like I'm so happy that game even exists, or that it's going to see the light of day, because like that's a game that we don't even like, there never were pieces of even like an emulated version that we could play before.
Right.
So the fact that the Shantae team went back to basically make turn it into a brand new GBA game, like
it basically is a new Shantae game.
Yeah,
like exactly, effectively. So, man, that's so cool. Can't wait to buy that, play it on my GBA, and it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, same. There's a lot of these things where I was not expecting maybe to spend some money on some of this stuff, but I'm just like, there's so much stuff I'm going to spend money on. I mean, I'm probably not going to get all these physical, but which I'm glad now that they're doing a lot of digital releases for all the stuff that they are kind of putting out themselves, at least. So these people do have options. I think Shantae is the only one that doesn't sound like it's getting a digital release, and it's only going to be physical.
Yeah, so, that's interesting.
Unless they re-release it later for some reason.
They might. They might do that, because I think that's what they did with the Game Boy Color Shantae. I think they initially you could get it physically, and then I think later they put it out on the eShop for like $10. So
yeah, like it came out eventually, but yeah, you're right. Because even I just went to WayForward's site because they have a press release about it. I was like, oh, maybe they announced it for another platform. It's only announced for Game Boy Advance right now. So
okay,
interesting. But yeah, they might bring it later. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's it. I think this was a really good showcase. And again, thank you so much for hopping on, Seth, with me. This was
thank you
to watch it.
Thank you for hosting it. Yeah, it was super fun. I was very, very pleasantly surprised by this. It was a great show. Well done, LRG. Well done.
Absolutely.
You saved E3 with Gex.
We saved E3 2023. Maybe that means E3 will be back next year, Seth. Who knows? But I think actually that's going to round out the stream today, friends. So first of all, thank you everyone who came and watched the stream with us and for hanging out and watching the show with us. And we will be back. The title suggests we were going to play 24 the game, but as I was telling Seth before the showcase happened, my current PS2 controller is busted, and I have this one here, which is a PS1 controller, but it does not work with PlayStation 2 games. So that's the only thing I have to work with right now. So we will find, I have to go buy a new controller tomorrow, and we will find time to play that in the future.
But the time will come. It's just another challenge, another mission in the world of 24.
It's fine. This just means I'm going to somehow finish Beyond Two Souls and maybe Exoprimal by the time I get a chance to actually play 24 the game at this point. Exoprimal. I'm so stoked for Friday, Seth. I'm going to play some Exoprimal. People are asking if we should play it on stream. We may have to do that at some point. Exoprimal on stream, community stream. People are asking for it.
But there we go, man. People are asking for it.
Yeah. All right, friends. Well, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, let us know in the comments below what you're excited about from the limited run showcase. And we will see you all later. Have a good afternoon, everyone. We'll check you later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.